was about 15 when I started injecting. You know, I didn't think to myself I was going to become a heroin and crack addict.
The big overarching theme has got to be harm reduction. The average problematic drug using career is 10 to 12 years. So the more you can get harm reduction messages across until people stop their problematic drug use, the better, because people will carry on using drugs regardless.
Physically, I went down to about 9 stone, and you're just a flaming walking skeleton.
There seems to be a lot of discarded needles around the city, and people don't seem to have any excuse why they can't bring them back, because what's going to happen sooner or later will be 1 for 1, which is going to make it worse on the public because they won't come in because they've got none to return.
One of the big hazards associated with problematic drug use can be blood-borne viruses, especially if people are injecting drugs. There is a risk of HIV, hepatitis B and hepatitis C.
I got diagnosed about 5 years ago in prison, pretty much knowing that I had it anyway, but not having any understanding and awareness of how I got it, who I got it from, what damage it could do. If I'm completely honest, the overwhelming obsession to use my drugs would outweigh any consequence that I might face further on in the future, really. I can remember actually even sharing a needle with someone who, I can remember being sat in a bath, covered in blood, crying because I couldn't get my gear into me basically, and because my needle was blunt.
If you see a needle, a magnified picture of a needle that's being used more than once, you'd be amazed. After 5 or 6 uses, you might as well be sticking a pen into your arm because the needle will be so damaged. We have to factor into that, to be fair, that people who are injecting, some of them may already have deep vein thrombosis, they may already have blood-borne viruses, and their health may be compromised.
I remember asking someone if theirs was any sharper, and they said, yeah, this is more or less brand new, but I've got hepatitis C. I said, oh, it don't matter, I'll clean it, just clean it out and I'll use it anyway. So, but if I knew then what I know now, because everybody's idea, and this was mine too, was that you only got blood-borne viruses such as hepatitis C through actually sharing needles, which I found not to be the case. It's a virus that lives outside the body for 3 months, and you can catch it through sharing water, equipment, spoons, filters, and if I knew that now, would I have been a lot more careful? Yes.
One of the key points with hepatitis C also is that people need to stop drinking alcohol, because alcohol is extremely bad for the prognosis of hepatitis C. In terms of people who are injecting, then everybody should use a new needle every time. We're lucky in Wolverhampton, we've got a lot of needle exchanges with a liberal policy, so people should be able to get access to needles and syringes and use a new needle and syringe every single time.